Alright, it's freezing. I'm wearing a scarf in addition to other clothes because that day I was outside near the football field, that was a brutal rest of the day and night. Should have had a jacket. The scarf, by the way, it's cashmere. Of course it's cashmere. Anyway, today I want to tell you 4 reasons I do all my own editing and probably will forever. I don't see ever hiring someone for it. I know a lot of other channels do. I know some poker channels do, but also channels that have nothing to do with poker. First reason, let's get right into it. By the way, while I'm in this, like, it's funny, it's like this party area or something. You could like rent it for, I don't know, a birthday party or something. It's covered, you could see that. The problem today, not the rain. It is keeping the sun out, which is nice, but problem is the wind. It's like crazy winds. The winds are going up to like 20 miles per hour today. Trying to get out of the wind, but there are no walls in this place, so I have my hat. I'm holding my hat behind the camera. Let's get into it. First one, can't afford it. Can't afford to pay someone to edit my videos with the money from YouTube videos. I don't believe there's anyone out there who would edit a daily video for like $3 a day or something. Interesting that you hear this discussion. Well, I don't hear it. That's the problem. When people talk about buying versus renting, when they're deciding somewhere to live, never hear someone say, if you can't buy a house, it's not an option. And like, that's the end of it. A lot of people, you know, the banks are cracking down on let's only give mortgages to people who could afford it. Before 2008, they weren't so big on that, and that was one of the reasons for the crash. But it was also on the customers, the occupants of these domiciles, who probably knew they couldn't afford these giant mortgage payments for a long time or at all, but were willing to sign all the paperwork in order to do it. If you can't afford it, it's not even a discussion. In terms of hiring someone to edit videos, I can't afford it, so right there, that's a huge reason. But even without that reason, there would be others. Second reason, let me look at my paper here. Oh, the volume of videos makes it very tough, because of course it's important to me to keep up with the daily video. It's also important that every video gets published at the same time, and everyone can thank Kidwell for that. 3 a.m. The hell is that? That's how windy it is. There's this like weird like revolving lid on the garbage can, and the wind is like getting into the garbage can and revolving it. That's how windy it is. Anyway, 3 a.m. Vegas time, 6 a.m. East Coast time. Not sure what it is in all the other countries out there, although I know there are plenty of viewers in other countries. Yeah, so that's important to me. There are times like today. Today I'm filming, it's afternoon on January 2, and I have no footage yet. Like nothing is scheduled. There's no video uploaded to YouTube for January 3. Like, I'm out here editing a handful of videos. So sometimes it's really tight how quickly a video needs to get turned around. It's from nothing to uploaded. I need to film, that would always be on me, but like, I don't know if my editor would be on call or something like that. There are times it's not like the evening before the day the video gets published that I'm even doing the filming, and then the video would need to be edited. And I mean, I don't know, if my editor were in Vegas, and I'm in Vegas most of the year, more than any other place, like, I might be filming at like 9 p.m. and the video needs to be up by 3 a.m. So I could count on myself for the deadlines. I don't know that I could count on someone else, and I also think it would be pretty unrealistic. I know like some real popular channels, you know, like Dr. Mike, for instance. I think he has like over 10 million subs. There's a team working on that channel. He's the face of it, of course, but there's a team working on it, and it's also not crazy frequent how often the videos are. I don't know if he has a schedule or what, but usually feels like 1 or 2 a week. So yeah, it's not like every day 3 a.m. a video needs to get published. Reason number 3. Let me look at my paper here. Oh yeah, it's similar to number 2, but it's slightly different. Like, there's no recourse. Like, I don't know if people, channel creators who have editors, have a contract. I don't know what's stopping the editor from like quitting with an instant's notice. I don't know what recourse there would be if the editor is not meeting deadlines. Like, those are really important to me. If you had like one video, you know, a week, not as important, but for me that's really important, daily and the same time every day. Also, like, it's just pointless. Like, even if you drew up a contract and your editor just like ditches you, like, really, you're gonna, like, in addition to like that night, like being stuck and like just finding out that your editor quit and having to like rush to edit a video, what, you're gonna spend like months in some like long, time consuming and also money consuming like legal battle for like some kind of damages or something? Like, that's pointless. You just need to have like a massive amount of trust in your editor that if he or she ever quits, it's like with enough notice that you could either start doing it yourself again or hire somebody else. Like, I would be constantly worried about that. You know, might be filming at like 2 p.m. A video needs to be up at 3 a.m. I don't know what's stopping my editor from quitting at 6 p.m. Nothing. And if my editor does, what do I do? that's just a terrible scenario. So I know I'm not going to be quitting, so I can count on myself. Fourth reason, and the most important reason, when I do the editing, it's my vision that gets into the final product. So that's important for me because I'm the channel creator, and also think it's important for you, the viewer, that you see what I had in mind. There are things I need to cut sometimes. I like wanted to include them, and it ends up I can't. It's like I was too verbose in a video, and it's just dragging on, and I cut some things. But there are times I'm aware in, you know, maybe like a week-long challenge, some of those comp challenges, eating only on comps, things like that. You know, I might mention something day 1 because I know something's going to happen day 5. Or it's like, I might mention something day 2, and I'll be able to like cap off what I was talking about because I know I'll go out of my way and walk through Cosmopolitan on day 6, and it'll all make sense. I don't know that, like, say I'm doing a challenge like that and I send a bunch of footage for day 1 to an editor. What is the editor cutting? Is the editor including every single second of footage? Like, that's not realistic. That doesn't happen. As far as I know, that's not realistic, and that rarely happens when I edit videos. Well, how important are the things that got cut? Just because something is like 5 seconds worth of footage doesn't mean it was unimportant. Like, duration and importance aren't exactly related. So, I don't know, something gets cut, and then in day 6, I filmed something that kind of wrapped up something I mentioned earlier. Well, it doesn't make any sense if it was cut in day 1. So there's like that kind of continuity, but also just in general, like, I want my vision to be what you see in the final product. I was talking over the summer to a trooper about this, and he said editing is where the video becomes the final product. I actually think for me it's in the planning, because like I've said, for daily videos I try to like think of a way and execute all this in a way such that the editing isn't a very large portion of the time. There's like thought into what the theme of the video is going to be and where I am while I'm saying things and what I'm doing, like what the footage becomes, and then the editing is fairly simple. But the entire process, Trooper likes, you know, specifically the editing process. For me, it's the entire process, actually more like front-loaded towards the planning, even before I ever turn on the camera. But either way, like, it can only possibly be my exact vision if I'm the one doing every aspect of it. So that's the biggest reason. Even if I were making $1,000 a day in YouTube revenue, still would not hire an editor, even if, I don't know, my editor put like, I don't know, 100 grand in escrow in case he or she ever quit. And if he or she ever did quit, I just kept the money. Still, that might ruin my streak of daily videos, or make it like very difficult for me to get a video out and like keep the streak up. Still wouldn't do that. So those are all reasons, but the fourth one is the biggest one. The only way for every video to be my vision is with me doing every step of the process, which includes the editing. And remember, Rice is a spoon food.